What's up, everybody? Welcome back into the Sports Forum radio show here on 98.1 FM, Mile High Sports. We are now joined by special guest BYB, Bare Knuckle Extreme Fighter. Mr. Joey Angelo is in the building. Give him a follow at _Cinderella man _Joey. Thanks for joining us, man. How you doing today?
Good, man. Thanks for having me. I'm excited to be on.
Absolutely. I've been watching you for a while. I know you got some big stuff coming up here that we're going to talk about, but I do want to talk to you, man, right out the gate. About what you're coming off of. I know in your very last fight, a little over a year ago, you had that torn bicep in the fight. I watched that one back, man, and it must be tough for you because I thought you were winning that fight when the injury happened. But just overall, can you talk to us about how it's going since the injury? Are you feeling better? I know you just signed a 3-fight deal, so are you getting excited to come back here?
Absolutely, man. It's been an arduous recovery because the surgery didn't go great, but I'm right back into it. There's no complaints for me. I'm glad to get back into the gym and do what I do. And excited to get back in there. It's been 2 years come May.
That's wild, man. So
yeah.
I got to ask you, I saw the bicep. For anyone that hasn't seen it, feel free to go watch the fight on YouTube. It's a great fight. But I got to ask you, man, because it looks so nasty. Like, I saw you kind of grabbed at it when it first happened, but then you kind of, was it adrenaline? Because at that point forward, you kind of dapped him up, you gave him a hug, everything looked okay. How would you describe an injury like that?
You know what? Doing the MMA and bare knuckle for as long as I've broken my hands, my feet. Everyone knows me, my style. I get stitches left and right. I have never felt it. It feels like someone sliced my bicep. That's why I reacted to it so quick. Oof. So if you watch the fight, you'll see it roll all the way up. Brandon, my opponent, kind of took oh, what happened? And then he rushed me. So then I'm like, well, I'm not letting this guy just punch me. So then I started throwing jabs and hooks. So yeah, the adrenaline, but it was more like, well, I'm not going to be a sit and duck. I'm going to fight. I got to fight regardless.
Yeah. Hey, man, respect to you. You're a tough mofo, because I was watching that. I was like, oh, I've never seen that happen before. So pretty crazy. But hey, let's leave that out the way. I know you're a tough guy. You're a steel worker. They call you the man of steel out there. Can you kind of talk to us about that, man? How's it going out there? And how would you just describe your overall fighting style? Is that steel worker type of mentality how you approach the fight game?
Yeah, my job is I work out here in the elements in Vegas, and I'm welding titanium all day. I work 12-hour shifts, and then I train after work. I work 4 a.m. to 4 p.m., and then it takes me about an hour and a half to get to the gym. So I have every reason to go home and just sleep after work, and I have every reason to go home and just hang out with the kids. But the fighting mindset won't let me. I have to get in here and I have to do work because I know my opponent's out there working. So I have to know that I'm outworking him.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, man. And talking about your opponent coming up, we are very excited to see you coming out here for the Mile High Brawl in Denver, Colorado. We've had a few BYB guys on recently, and none of them are making the card, but you are making the card. We're going to be out there. We're really looking forward to it. Have you fought out in Colorado before?
I have not. I think the highest altitude I fought was in like Wyoming, but other than that, okay. I haven't fought. I've been to the Denver airport. That's about it.
Hey, there you go. Hey, good luck at DIA. But I do want to ask you, man. So obviously Wyoming, that's pretty decent. But out there in Vegas, what do you do to train? I know out here you can run the Red Rocks and do all that good stuff. But out in Vegas, trying to get ready for that whole thing. I know your last fight, I mean, that thing was all the way to the 4th round. So assuming that you might have to go pretty deep into the fight, how are you getting ready for that?
So we have Mount Charleston out here, and I don't know the exact elevation of Mount Charleston, but it is high. And a lot of guys that I've trained with, like Dewey Cooper and Francis Ngannou, all these guys, we do that. We do a giant 4-mile run uphill. It's all on a very deep incline, and then we do the punch drill at the top. So I'm emulating the same training for this camp, just getting up to the mountain, blowing my lungs out, getting used to that high elevation. And then Boss Rutan is a great friend of mine. He actually just sent me his O2 trainer, so that helps a lot, expanding my lungs.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Hey, best of luck to you. Obviously, I know you're going to come in prepared here, but I do want to ask you. So, in that last fight that you had, and like you mentioned, I know it was over a year ago. It's pretty while ago, but in the 4th round, there's something that I saw you do, and I wanted to ask you about it. You seem to be going for those sharp left crosses to the body in that fourth round, kind of staying up, fake low, stay up, fake low. Was that part of the game plan? Is that kind of something that was like a, hey, I'm going to punch him in the gut, get the air out of him? What was the goal there? And will you kind of be implementing something like that in the next one?
Yeah, you know what? Body shots are so underused in bare knuckle. Like, you don't understand how easy it is to separate or break a rib, right? A lot of guys are headshots and they're getting the punch in the forehead. I love it. We call it the run through. I love going 2 to the body and then 2 to the body. And then the next time what I do is I fake low and come high. And I caught my last opponent with it bad. Brandon was just he's a tough battle axe of a veteran. So I love confusing my opponent. And for me, my speed is my thing, man. I just got to stay off the ropes. I just got to, that Trigon is no joke. So I got to stay out of these corners right here.
Yes, sir. Hey, the smallest combat arena in all of combat sports, pretty scary to have to be in there. A guy like you, that 195, 205 type of weight, that is just not easy to deal with. So, but I do want to ask you, I mean, like we mentioned, you went to the fourth round, your speed's a thing, kind of, the conditioning, everything like that. Being the size you are, though, heading into this fight at 205, is the goal for you in these bare knuckle fights to get in, get the finish, and get out? Or do you kind of enjoy that whole, I'm gonna drag this guy out and see how this thing goes later in the rounds?
No, listen, BYB, if Mike Vasquez paid me by the round, I'd stay till the 5th round, but they don't pay me by the round. My last fight at 205 was for BYB in Wyoming, and that fight lasted about 45 seconds. I come in there, I throw left hands, I use speed and angles, and I try and get you out of there. The quicker I can go drink my beer, the happier I am.
Yes, sir. And you know what's so funny? I think every single bare knuckle guy I've talked to has said the same thing. They all say, look, man, you don't want to be in there any longer than you got to be. So it's just so funny when you compare it to the UFC guys. A lot of them are like, oh, I like to go the distance. I like to, nope. The BYB guys are like, man, you don't want to mess around in this sport. So, but hey, let's talk, man. So November 2023, congratulations to you. You get a brand new 3-fight deal. Are you excited for it? And after this Colorado fight, assuming everything goes okay here in May, are you hoping to fight again here in 2024?
Absolutely. I want to get at least 2 fights out of the way. Stay healthy. Like, the arm is finally healthy. I want to stay active. My biggest thing, if you look at my topology, like in MMA, I'm on a 6-fight win streak, but I fought 6 fights in the span of like 5 or 6 years. So, cause life tends to get in the way. So I would like to stay active. I feel like my 3rd fight, I would like to fight for that 205, 95 or 85 pound title. There's so many good guys in those divisions. And I'm excited to fight these tough guys. And the kid I'm fighting is Maurice Morris. He's a tough kid. He's it's going to be a good fight.
I was actually just going to ask you about Morris. Looking at his style, what he does, I know what you do. You mentioned speed. I actually saw your footwork. I was really impressed with once again, being a guy right up there at that 200 level. Your footwork was pretty phenomenal in one of the fights that I was watching from you. Looking at Morris, he's a dude that's got some speed. He's got some of that technique, that range, everything like that. I don't want your game plan, but can you tell us anything that you've been kind of implementing here heading into this one that you think is going to help you out trying to take down Maurice Morris?
Listen, I'll tell you my game plan. Angles, speed, and precision. That's it. Listen, I work with my hands. I never go into any fight scared. Oh, I don't want to hurt this. I don't want to do it. Listen, I go in there and I leave everything in the ring. Dude, bare knuckle, man. I just love chipping away, slicing you up, using your speed, using the speed and angles. And I was just telling one of my training partners, I love when you mentally break an opponent, and it. And my speed and angles will mentally break any guy. Now with Morris, I saw his one bare knuckle fight. He's got speed. He's a big boy. He's my height. He's 6 foot. He looks muscular, and it looks like you don't want to be if you don't want to be at the end of his punches, especially if he's throwing it right. You want to get out of the way. So angles, jumping in and out. I don't want to get hit by this kid. I'm going to try and bull and matador him.
I love it. I can't wait to see it. We're going to be ringside for this one, folks, and I'm looking forward to it. All of you guys can be in the building as well. Stockyards Event Center, May 10th, 2024, Angelo versus Morris. It's going to be a lot of fun, guys. But hey, man, before you get out of here, I know you're at the gym right now. You're training. You're a busy guy. So do you have any shout outs for the family, the friends, the team, anything before you get prepared here to come to Denver, Colorado?
Yeah, first and foremost, I want to thank my wife. She's my best friend, and it's not easy being a fighter wife, but she makes it look easy. My 4 beautiful kids, Adri, Aiden, Luca, and Bella. Uprising MMA and Coach Luis, and then Glass Academy, they sponsored me. Plum Boss Inc. in Florida sponsors me. Ball Flow is a company out here, helps with recovery, especially we need that as fighters. Yeah, man. And then Formidable Capital, a hedge fund that sponsors me, man. Listen, these guys are my rock and they're my lifeblood when it comes to sponsorship, because I don't spare any expense on training camp. I get the best recovery, and I'm going in there for war. That's it. And I have to have the best of the best around me.
Mm. Love to hear it, man. Hope everything goes great. By the way, I've seen you're a family man, and I don't want to get too far into that, but you seem like a great dad, great husband. So congratulations to you. Like you mentioned, I've talked to a lot of guys in the fight game, and they all talk about it's just tough. You got to have a supportive wife, supportive family. So happy to see that for you guys. Give them a follow on Instagram at @the_Cinderella man _Joey. Looking forward to talking to you, man. Really want to get an in-person interview with you out here at the Stockyards Event Center when we see you May 10th. So folks, come on out, guys. Give them a follow.